Hey everyone, welcome back to Collie Country. My name's Kim, and today I'm going to go through some of the seeds, or most of the seeds that I'm going to start here really soon. It's coming into our autumn and winter, which is actually the best time for us to grow most things. The chilies and things have done really well in the summer, and the loofah's done really well. But tomatoes, anything green, so you know, spinaches and things like that. Even the perpetual spinach I find doesn't do very well here in this heat. It's too much for it, and the pest pressure is too high. The grasshoppers go crazy. So I'm just going to plant everything in autumn, have it growing over the winter. It doesn't get very cold, so even things like tomatoes, corn, everything will be absolutely fine. First thing I'm going to start with is flowers. I have pretty much just gone through the seeds that I've got. I haven't bought any more of anything yet this year. And I'm just going to plant everything. So I'm making a start on the food forest. I've started, cleaning up a bit around the fruit trees and starting to plan out where I'm going to start. And a lot of these flowers, I'm just going to start sowing seeds willy-nilly out where the food forest is going to be. Some things I will start in pots as seedlings. So dahlias, I will definitely be starting in, seed starting mix. And probably the snapdragons. I find they're two of the probably more fussier ones. Everything else, so I've got plenty of sunflowers here. I'm just using up whatever seeds I've got. Marigolds, aster, salvia, more sunflowers, alyssum. I know this stuff goes crazy, but it's actually a really good ground cover because it doesn't compete. So it covers the ground, which would be great in the food forest, but it won't, its roots don't take over. It won't compete with the surrounding plants that I'm planting. So alyssum is actually a really good ground cover, and the bees love it. So always a bonus. Cosmos, which I found has done really well. Not this pink one. I don't think any of this come up when I last planted it, but I've got these yellow and orange ones, and I've just been pulling off the seeds as the seed heads die and just putting them everywhere, and they're growing like crazy. It's really good. Nigella, which I've never had a lot of success with, but I like the blue. And a heap of zinnias and nasturtiums. Nasturtiums should grow pretty well here too. One thing I probably will pick up next time I go to anywhere that sells seeds is I'm probably going to pick up some cornflowers. Cornflowers? I can't remember what they're called. But they come in a heap of colours, and I really like them. They grow quite tall and they self-seed really easily. So these are just going to be planted everywhere and have flowers for days, just for the pollinators and to make it pretty. All right, next on the list is our brassicas. I had zero success with this last year when we were here. I didn't plant a lot because I just wanted to see, but I learnt a lot from last year, like keeping the water up to it, and I'll probably actually plant all the brassicas in the greenhouses and do my tomatoes outside. So I did the opposite last year and I had like zero luck. Tomatoes grew great, but I didn't get any greens like at all. So I'm going to try a couple of different kales, curly leaf kale and the Tuscan kale. Once again, I just went through what seeds I had, and I'm just going to use them up, and this is going to be a big experimentation year to see what I can actually grow in this revolting heat. Silver beet. I think I've got a couple of types of silver beet here. Oh yes, this is some Ford Hook Giant, and this is just like an heirloom mix. So give both of those a go. Pak choy, bok choy, cabbage, just this silver beet, sugarloaf cabbage. I never had any issues growing that where I used to live, and it was pretty warm there over summer, and I used to grow them like spring coming into summer there, so hopefully. Perpetual spinach. Now if anyone lives in a hot place and you need greens over the hotter months, perpetual spinach is amazing. Not that I've had any luck with it here yet, but I've probably been planting it in the wrong place. But southeast Queensland where I used to live, I used to grow this all over the summer, and this is our greens. It doesn't get bitter, it grows really well. Like, it's lives in the beetroot family, so their seeds look like beetroot seeds. So yeah, I'll be growing that. Have another crack at some broccoli, some other spinach that I got that's supposed to do better in the warmer weather, and some red cabbage. I am going to sow a heap of beans. All the bean seeds I've got, they're going in the ground. I usually prefer to grow like your bush beans, just because you get enough at once. But I am going to set up a trellis, or maybe a couple of trellises, and grow some more like climbing beans. I've got some scarlet runner beans that I want to try. I've never grown these before, and people rate them, so we'll go that. I've got some snake beans there, and then just your normal climbing beans. I'm not going to start any of the peas or like snow peas yet. It's too hot, and last year they tasted like rubbish. It was too hot. It just doesn't get cold enough to make them taste good. And then I was going to try and save seeds from them to keep and, you know, like regrow so the seeds are more acclimated, but they all just went moldy, like on the vine. They didn't even dry out, they just went moldy. So I'll give it one more go. I might just have to accept the fact that I'm never going to grow my own peas and sugar snap peas and snow peas, which is a bummer. I'm also going to grow some zucchini, yellow, green, just your average old varieties. And I'm going to try 4 different types of cucumber. This was a bit of an abysmal fail last year too. We got a couple, but nothing crazy. So I'm going to experiment and see which ones grow the best. So I've got your long green supermarket. And then I've got, which one are these? Oh, these are the Telegraph cucumbers and your Lebanese cucumbers. And these 3 are quite similar. They're your long green ones. And then the Richmond green apple, which I really like this one. It doesn't tend to go as bitter in the heat. But I'm going to grow all 4, see which ones do the best and which ones don't go bitter, and then probably grow whichever ones work the best from then on. Beetroots, can't forget about beetroots. I love beetroot. Goes with everything. So I'm definitely going to grow a heap of beetroots, and I'll probably succession sow them. So, you know, like I'll grow this pack, but then I'll get a few more packs and then we'll keep growing them over the winter. Corn, I don't know how well these are going to go. These packets are pretty old. They're a good couple of years old, and corn doesn't tend to keep its germination as well, I found. But like I said, I've just got leftovers. Anything I've got left over is just going in the ground this year. Just see what grows well. And then I've got watermelon. So the Sugar Baby, look at this dust on it. Sugar Baby watermelon. These are your personal size watermelons, because I mean there's only the 2 of us and Dan doesn't eat anything fruit related, so it'll just be me. So personal size watermelon's good. It's not too late here. It's still 30 degrees plus every day, humid as. These will still grow plenty of time, and we don't get frost, so plenty of time. And some butternut pumpkin that I kept the seeds of ones I've grown before. So I'm just going to plant all these, I don't know, 15, 20 odd seeds out and just let them go. I'm just going to plant them in the food forest. Same with the watermelons. They're going to be some good ground cover, but while it's starting out. But I will take you through the process of how I'm going to start the food forest. I've just been sort of digging around, walking around, planning it in my head. Like I'm going to move banana pups, and they're going to go out there, and I'm going to plant some more fruit trees and just start at one end and work my way through essentially. But we'll go through that in another video. Things I'm planting later, which I'm waiting till it actually cools down significantly, which probably won't be till about April, May. I won't start lettuce until then. I saved a heap of lettuce seeds from last year, so I'm hoping they don't bolt as quick. I mean, they probably still will, but we'll see. Like I said, any of the peas, snow peas, things like that. Anything that needs the cold, essentially. I don't know if I'm going to give up on carrots or not. I've tried growing carrots for years, and it's just not worth it. I'm going to plant whatever seeds I've got left, because, you know, there's no point in sitting there doing nothing. I might as well plant them and see what happens. But I've never had good luck with carrots anywhere I've lived. They're just finicky little things. I don't have any onion seeds, so I need to go and buy a heap of those. I'm going to try and plant heaps of onions this year. And by about, say, April, May, I probably want to plant out garlic and potatoes, but I haven't decided where yet. I don't know if I'm going to make space in the food forest for those, which they could be good, because, I mean, root crops are good in a food forest as well. So, I mean, I might put them there, experiment with it anyway. There's no point growing tons and tons of it here, because I've got no way to store it. It's too humid. Everything just rots. So, if anyone's got tips on storing any sort of root vegetables in a hot, humid climate, let me know, because at the moment, mold is the enemy. So yeah, that's probably most of the seeds I'm going to start. Like I said, I'm going to get some more corn, onions, anything else I find interesting next time I go out. But yeah, big experimentation year, seeing what grows. I'm just going to grow bits of everything. And of course, tomatoes. I'm just going to grow all the sorts of tomatoes, but I'm going to grow them outside this year instead of in the greenhouse, just to see if it still works as good as it did last year. So yeah, exciting times. I can't wait to start seeds. I've been holding off and holding off and holding off, because I've been watching, you know, all the other homesteaders, especially the Americans, because I tend to plant at the same time they do. Getting excited for the gardens again and having more than just chilies coming out. But I do want to show you my dragon fruits. They're doing amazing. All right, let's go check out these dragon fruits. I've eaten heaps of them lately, and it's so good. So the mulberry trees are done. They produced sweet FA this year. They look healthy, green, beautiful, but it got warm a bit early and then it cooled off again. So they tried to set fruit when it warmed up the first time, and then it got a little bit chilly again, like, you know, down to 10 degrees or something. And so then all that fruit was like stunted and stuff, and it dropped all that, and then it tried again, but it didn't really do much the second time around. So I've literally picked, you know, a couple of bowlfuls off 3 big trees. But yeah, once the trees go dormant, they'll get a good trim. Right now they're overtaking everything. They're just in the way. But look at this amazing dragon fruit. Beautiful. This is the first year I've gotten fruit off this particular one. This one's just finished flowering. The native bees, the native stingless bees, were going ham at that yesterday. But this one's got a few that are ready to pick. This one's probably a bit overripe by the looks of him, but it's also a little one. I'm going to see if I can attach you somehow. I know these ones are white fruit. They have a white fruit, which is, you know, not as sweet as like your pink and purple, but it's still really good, especially when it's cold. Let's put him down there for a second. So the way you know if they're ready to harvest is if they're a bit wobbly. So this one's it's hard to tell when they're on the end, but this one is a bit wobbly, feels like a wobbly tooth. And this one's right in the end, so it's an easy snipperoo. Sorry, hard to do this holding onto a camera. So the ants are having a crack, teeny tiny ants, but they'll be right. They'll just wash off. And then looking out for spiders because they are everywhere at the moment. Look at this monster. Yep, he's ready too. He's wiggly. Ah. There we go. So the way to harvest them, as you can see here, you got to sort of go snip from each side, and that way you're not damaging the plant as much. As you can see, someone has definitely gone ham on this. Ow, spiky things. Someone's sort of gone a bit ham on this plant before, but that seems to be the most gentle way, and they recover well from that. That'll scab over, it'll be fine. Each one of these knobs where these spikes are is where our fruit can grow from. Alright, so that's our harvest from this plant, the white dragon fruit. Look at how big this is. Like, look at the secateurs beside this monster fruit. It's huge. My pink or purple dragon fruit definitely does not grow this big. The dragon fruits on that are more like this size one. But I know I have one more dragon fruit on a plant that I've never had one from before, and it just, you know, one flower got fertilized. So let's go pick that one. What you doing, Buzz Factor? Nice and cool under the mulberry trees, isn't it? So this is the plant I get most of my fruits from. It must be like a self-fertilizing variety, so I'll have some more here soon. Never gotten any fruit off this one, but it's clearly a different variety. Its leaves are definitely different, like different shape. It's a lot skinnier, I don't know, leaves, stems, whatever you call this bit. Never had any fruit of this one, but it is struggling a bit. I probably need to hack this one back, get rid of all that dead, dying stuff, and maybe propagate some of this, plant some of the healthy bits, and try again. This is another one I've never gotten any fruit off of. Look at the size of the spikes on this bugger. Yeah, these ones hurt. It's got some fruits up there at the moment, but this one definitely needs me to fertilise it. It sets tons and tons and tons of flowers, but never sets a fruit, so I'm gonna have to make the effort. And hopefully it doesn't happen on a weekday and happens on a weekend when the flowers all bloom and I can have a go at it. See, look at this. Maybe that fruit did half set. Maybe I'm a liar. We'll see. Interesting colour. Alright, so We're gonna have to be speedy because there's a dirty big wasp nest on this plant. And we sprayed it yesterday, but they look like they're back already. I'm just gonna come around here, steal this real quick and hope there's no snakes down here either. Yep, I'm just gonna chop the whole thing off because I don't fancy getting bitten by wasps. So, it's the only fruit off this one. It looks really similar to these ones, these white ones, but we'll see. Alright, so I've left a bit of the cactus plant, dragon fruit plant on the end, so I know which one come off that other plant. So I know these ones are off this plant right here. And I'll chuck him in the fridge because I don't want to eat it right now. I'll chuck him in the fridge and crack it open later and show you. Seems to be the best way to carry in the harvest. I always forget to bring a basket with me when I'm out here. Alright, he's nice and cold now. He's been in the fridge and I'm actually hungry enough to eat it. See what colour this one is. I've never had one off this plant before. Oh, it is like the other one. They're that easy to peel. So good. Definitely worth growing if you've got the space and the climate for it. Really yummy, especially when they're cold. What? So that's it from us today at Collie Country. Let me know, what seeds are you starting this time of year, whether you're coming into your autumn or whether you're coming into your spring. All right, bye.